Oh yeah!
Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. I had not planned on streaming today, but I changed my mind. So, today we're going to continue the Tropical Park revamp. We're doing a major overhaul of a lot of stuff. Let's just jump right into it. I did spend a little bit of time last night after I ended the stream just continuing to fix up a couple things. And I'm ready to show it off. So, as you'll remember, we built the big field of all these solar panels out here. I actually did route the water into this pond over here. So this is a large island now. The other major change I made to the terrain is we have water going this way now, up under here, around here, and we carved in like a little bit of a kind of a half-moon shaped cavern over this helix. Now, at some point, we are going to retrack this ride. We're going to make some changes to the layout. Not significant, except for perhaps the second half of the ride. We might do something more substantial with just this area. So, as you'll remember too, we revamped the park entrance yesterday. And I did a little bit of terrain sculpting. And we're going to build outward, out in this general direction. And I think we're also going to redo the monorail. Excuse me. So here at some point we're going to shut this ride down. Let's see its condition. 95%, so that's actually pretty high. The service badge will expire in 16 minutes. Now, I don't know if that's 16 in-game minutes or 16 real minutes. I believe that would be in-game. Because if you just accelerate the game speed. Get a cool view of those people. The other thing I want to try to do is build some station buildings. So maybe we will look into that a little bit later. So, I would say for right now, let's just focus on a little bit of kind of cleaning up the various areas of the park. Kind of some path changes. Maybe we'll add a few rides, some shops. The Kraken station is going to get reversed. So we're going to have the entrances on this side, build a building, exit down here, and we'll have it cross over the river. And this will be just like a little plaza, like the Kraken Plaza, I guess, so to speak. My thought for the retrack is this. I'm going to build the helix upward, or reverse the direction of the helix. So we may keep... We might change the corkscrew. And we're going to redo this helix here to go the other direction so it comes up and over and into the final brake run with a little bit of a shallower... We could actually do a steeper turn. That should also impact the ride's excitement in a good way. So we'll give that a shot. Otherwise, it's probably going to be just a little bit of kind of retracking some of the... There's kind of a little bit of dead space. Like right here, you just have it completely flat before you go into the Batwing. I think the area around the mid-course and off that drop is fine. The vertical loop is fine. The turn into the loop, I think we could reprofile a little bit better. I like that airtime hill that you get. So we could send the corkscrew over the water. Hey, Bro Mike, welcome. What about an interlocking corkscrew at the end of the ride? I like where you're going with that. Now, I personally am not a huge fan of interlocking corkscrews on most floorless coasters. Well, actually, I can think of any floorless coasters that I really enjoy them. The one that I really do like is Kumba, because they're so aesthetically pleasing. And of course, Kumba is not a floorless, it's just a sit-down looper. We could try that. That would actually bring this ride up to 8 inversions, which could really boost the excitement rating. So, we can consider it. We're going to have to shut Mako down here pretty soon for refurbishment, and I think at that time we can redo the station for it. Out over this way, but it's going to be a long walk for guests to get to. So what we may do is just reverse the station, but keep it connected to this area. But I really want to try to do as much as I can within these boundaries. You know, water park related. This is kind of the central water park area. The other thing I thought about doing is modifying the terrain to kind of seal this all in. You could do a variety of things, even out here with some of the kind of among some of the Mako track. Yeah, I did not plan on streaming. I said that last night I would not be streaming today. And I changed my mind because I got home, I ate, took care of everything pretty early. So, I am good to go today. The changing rooms are a little bit isolated at the moment. Oh no, those are actually bathrooms. We revamped the pool deck over here. Oh, she just got on that chair. I was just about to move it. Oh, man. Okay. Excuse me. Clear all of that. We have our maintenance mechanic over here. Over here. In the solar panel plaza. And that's pretty much his sole job, is to maintain the solar panels. He's got a staff room back here. It's kind of isolated, but yeah. Eventually that will get connected as we kind of expand outward that way. Let's see, I relocated the scenery over here a little bit. I don't want to have two major coasters closed. Rather do one at a time, because that would hurt the park. Unless we built another coaster, which we could do. I love the shape of the pool. Yeah, thank you. I thought this one out pretty deeply, and it took a lot of effort to get the shapes to line up properly. But we pulled it off. Kind of have like a rounded diamond. We're a little bit boxed over here just because of the pumps, but I'd like to try to expand out that way. We could at some point shut this pool down and redo all of that. That's not a high priority to me. Try to get people to the back of the park. I originally was not keen on the idea of a chairlift. You've got the monorail. But I thought about a chairlift. It actually would be really cool. Even temporarily. If it's popular, it's something that we potentially could keep. I would really like to work on the entrance plaza at some point here. Shape it, expand it, theme it. Not gonna mess with that too much right now. Tell you what we'll do. So that Mako is available. We will shut it down now. Oh, and there's just now getting to be a bit of a crowd that is gonna get on it. It does have classic status, which is good. The ride condition is low. The ride has been serviced, though, so maybe we let that run out before we do anything with it. Let's go back here and check on this. This really doesn't have much of a... Almost nobody is riding this. I wonder why. It had 850 guests, 852. Reputation is resurging. That is good. That means it's likely to become a classic. This may actually be one of the easiest rides to focus on the station, but the configuration is right so far. So we can just expand this outward a little bit and build the station platform. Or the building, rather, I should say, however we want. Let's take a look. Oh, it's 50%. That's not that bad, actually. I think it needs some more theming. It needs more love. There's really not much going on out here in the back of the park. So let's actually do this. Let's create a chairlift. And we need to find a location to tie it into where it will not have an adverse effect on the surroundings. So maybe back there. Oh, that's... Actually, I think that's going to be pretty good. So what we need to do is a drive station wheel. You can set up turning. So 131 feet is the longest it can go, and 75 feet above the ground is actually a good height. So let's lower it, and it may have to go up, or we may need to relocate. Oh no, that actually goes right through that palm tree. Yeah, we probably need to move it just very slightly. But this is actually really good because we just have a nice linear. And we could even drop it right there. Not underground, come on. Now, it should not require a straight piece. We can go through this and turn the various supports off if they're in the way of anything. Because that's ridiculous. I don't understand why the ride piece is as long as it is. If we shorten it, much better, much better. And we'll put the station on that side, and then the ball wheel cap. We'll call it the surf station, and the other station would be just the entrance station there. Hey Rets, I am on vacation. Awesome, man. Hope you enjoy your vacation. That sounds great. I would love to take a vacation right now. Now, I'm not sure this is going to be a permanent fixture in the park, but for now, I think it's fine. Have a good stream. Watch for you over the weekend. Yeah, I should be on next few days. Of course, Friday, July 4th. I'm off, so I'll be able to probably spend a little more time streaming. We might have something new planned for later on. Hopefully I'll be done with this cold. Oh no! Man, that sucks. I hope you feel better. Have a great evening. Thanks for stopping by. Alright. So this right here kind of sucks. How these are... Those just don't really look good. I don't know if I'm going to keep this, but for now... Because you can't... To as far as I see, you cannot remove the supports, which I would really prefer to do. You might have to have them. Well, let's run a test. We can bump the speed up a little bit. Doesn't use much power, that's a good thing. Connect an exit path. Maybe out to there. And I don't think it would require long... How do I do a chain lift? On what? We'll do the queue there. I don't imagine it's going to be a long time. But we can very easily build that around there. And we can do... Oh, nope, don't edit that. That can be our exit line. Okay, we can open... Oh, whoops. Now we can open it up. Oh, look at that now, swinging. About a teal for the cable cars there. Ah, look at that. I'm almost wondering if it's worth adding more slides, but they wouldn't be able to go through the terrain like that. Decent number of people in that wave pool. Well, there's a decent number up here. That's not too bad. And that really does look better. We'll get that, we'll get that refurbished here in a bit. What is a surge of people getting into the park for, maybe because of this? I wonder. We could try our hand at one of those gift shops as well. The modular souvenir shops. I experimented a little bit with it on Monday. Didn't do anything with it yesterday. You really have to make a building to make it the most effective as possible, but you can do an open air one. But of course, if the weather gets bad, then oh, wow. Okay, take a look at that. That's a long line for that there. Not much of a line over here. That's to be expected. There's not really a lot of people, but that might draw more attention. Like, this is going out, you know, 3/4 full, which is a good sign. I think that needs to be rear profiled. I don't know, we may make that a more permanent fixture. However, I think we definitely should kind of reroute it at some point. Alright, we'll do that. We'll let those people get on the ride, and then we'll shut it down after the final train is clear. Not a long line, but people are kind of trickling in. And that path will just get rerouted this way, and then up and under that direction. And adding the creek is nice. If you look, this is almost maybe just a tiny bit octopus-shaped. Kind of ironic for like a sea monster like a kraken. Coincidence? Yeah, kind of a little bit. I did not plan that when I redid this. The terrain and the water over here, but I said, oh, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, let's get that serviced. We may take, yeah, we're gonna take a little bit of a hit, I think. Look at that, though. A lot of people getting on this ride, and that is actually a pretty encouraging sign, although there's really not a lot of people on it now. But like I said, the good thing about that is it's taking them right back here, so hopefully that would draw attention to this ride, which that doesn't really seem like it is, unfortunately. More people are just kind of toward the back of the park. Let's see what the status of this is. Prestige. Oh, it's a classic. Interesting. Okay, even though this wasn't one of the... I mean, the ride experience is good. The Prestige overall is actually... Now, I don't know this for sure. But the conditions can change at any given time. Oh, and that's getting low, too. Okay. Again, we have to be careful not to close too much. I think the last group of people are on the... No, they're not. Okay. They got off the ride. So, it is closed. Alright. So at this time, let's go ahead and start reworking the track. We'll build something off of here. I actually do like the position of that corkscrew. If we change it here, it ends up coming up over the plaza. This is going to be the area where the new kind of queue entrance and plaza and all of that stuff are going to be located. Without adding a lot of filler track, it's going to be tough because you'd have to route it out over this way. Second corkscrew would need to exit there, so we'd have to do some sort of a weird, like, cut back or 180-degree banked turn or kind of something wild like that. So without going up over the monorail, see, we'd have to get the corkscrew to roll back that way. If we wanted to do any sort of interlocking ones. Yeah, that's a terrible routing. I'm just curious kind of how it would. Now, I like the idea of keeping the little bit of airtime there and having it cross over the first drop. We could do possibly. Now, that's going to be a little bit too tight of space. We're going to have to work kind of out over the water a bit, I believe. Right now, I'm considering the fact that the current layout of the ride, just the track, might preclude us from being able to do interlocking corkscrews. And even if we have one, that's already 7 inversions that this ride has. So I don't think it's really all that necessary. What we could do is reprofile the turn up into here and do... I don't think we should do double. Like, back to back. I don't like the idea of that much. So we're basically doing the second half of this by scratch. Kind of forgot to... It is not quite... Oh gosh. Ha! Okay, so let's leave that and try to get these lined up best we can. Keeping it totally level. And let's try to redo this a little. That there should be pretty good. That helix should be a lot better. We kind of had to custom do the second half of the corkscrew, of course, so we could preserve the bank so that it can get ready to go right into the helix. That should clear no problem. It does look a little close. Could be a good head chopper effect. I want to look at retracking a couple other areas on the ride. That's got to be level. Maybe we do a special effect right there to keep it exciting. All of this, I think, is good. Little bit of dead spot right here. Kind of preparing for a transition from the 0G into the Batwing. It's just too flat. And I think it's gotta be just because of the beginning of the Batwing element. So what I say we do is get it over the water as much as we can. Bring it up maybe into an airtime hill. It's not even really turning right here. So on the drop down, what we'll do is straighten it. Have it come right over the water. Bank it a little bit here. Shem, welcome. Nice. A new coaster. Which type? No, this is, we're just retracking a couple sections of, Kraken. The ride needs a little work again. So we don't want that to go underwater. But a drop of 4 degrees is going to put it right above. Now it goes under the water when we do that. Nope. Alright, so that turn is going to have to be a little more. Let's try 7 degrees maybe? Nice little pop of airtime. Little dip down, little hop up over the, Ah! Yeah, the Batwing. Yep, nothing there changed. Just this transition. It was just a very, very shallow, banked, flat piece of track. No. We'll leave the 0G alone. I've really kind of voiced my displeasure a couple times with the dive loops, so I'm actually wondering about that, because this is another just really straight, kind of almost forceless piece of track. Ideally, you'd... Yeah, the dive loops need work. If you look at the dive loop on the Real World Kraken and other models that have it, they tend to kind of take you up into a steeper hill and then kind of turn a little more gradually. And they almost send you back like this or like that, as opposed to basically a 90-degree angle, which I don't like at all. It'd be kind of tough to do here to modify that. I do want to take a look at this. That's a wonky first drop. And that's courtesy of the smoothing feature. Yeah, that might be a tiny bit. I would really like to modify this right here. We could have it come down lower over the water. No. You know what? Let's just try something right here. Working backwards. Let's add just a standard... Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Why is it not allowing that? That kind of sucks. Can't really do much with that other than bring it closer to the water. And then what that could do... Yeah, it's a little ridiculous right here. Just the track filler that requires. Kinda sucks that we can't, you know, do something more expansive with that, so... I don't understand why it isn't letting us. Maybe we just need to work backwards? I feel like that might be too tall. And the dive loops are supposed to pack some good forces, so maybe we make that one just a little bit taller. Maybe like that. Alright, now the tricky part. Yeah, I really don't like the 90-degree turnaround, but for what we've got right now, fine. Oh, the track goes underwater. that goes where it is. Other option would actually be this. might be a little lateral there. Alright, let's give it a test run. I mean, the other thing we did is move the corkscrew and the helix to over the water here. We reposition that. I'm kind of curious. And then we'll give it a test run. Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, that's a lot better. Whoa! That batwing might be a little intense. That hill going up. That's a little better. Not a whole lot. That might be a little much. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of it diving over the water like that there. And then that little pop of air gives it some force, but it's still pretty intense. Give that another run. That actually should improve it a little bit because it made the helix a little bit more round and smoother. Yeah, we'll have to take the water out again. That's pretty forceful. That should be. That actually looks like it got even a little more intense there for a moment. About the same. Okay. The other thing we need to do is swap the station direction. What? Okay. While we're at it, take advantage of the opportunity to clean up. Let's improve that first drop. that's worse. Hey Dale, welcome! What is going on? We're just doing a little bit of a reprofiling of the track on here. Everything is looking good as F per usual. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Do I do or have I ever done any collaboration parks? No. I am open to it though. I actually really like to try that at some point. Alright, first drop should be more exciting now. Kinda If I'd redone the dive loop, I'd bring it this way. Outward. I'd love to do another version of this ride in a future park. Although we might do something a little different. I'll send you collaboration code if you'd be willing to help me make the park the best of the best. Oh man, I appreciate that. Although I'm far from the best out there. Believe me, some people, to make these coasters really good, put dozens of hours into, you know, refining every little track piece to make it as precise and accurate, realistic as possible. I almost feel like turning the friction down a little bit. That might help with forces. No, that actually may not. I think that could have an adverse effect. So we'll let that test. Alright, that ride is refurbished. What's going on over here? Yeah, not much. That train's half full. This one's got 6 people. I know you're not S Dan Wolf, but you're about shoot, you're great. Oh man, I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoy that. I try. Building over here might become a little bit tricky. Might be doable though. The first drop should be greatly improved. We could even make it steeper and a little more gradual, but I think it's gradual enough at the bottom. Really good hang time at the top of the vertical loop. That dive loop is better. It's still like a little snappier turn, but it's okay. I feel like that bat wing might be a little too whippy though. Why did that make it lower? Man. I'm not happy with that. We may be boxed in over here. Maybe time for a new ride. I've thought about that too. Parks tear down old coasters and build new ones all the time. Uh-oh, we've got this bug again. You can't place the exit. There we go. Changing the station type and changing it back usually solves that. Than what we do here. It's gonna have to run the test again. Oh, yeah, that's right. They have the aquatic actually has almost like a kind of a sea shanty. Oh, tech chariot, me want cookie. Welcome. Have I ever eaten raw oysters? Love them. Oh yeah, they're delicious. But you gotta have them a certain way. You gotta have them fresh. Like, fresh. They taste like the ocean. I mean, they do have a seafood, like, they definitely have a shellfish flavor to them. They're not mild. Wall stations surround. So to build that up that way, and 2 does... Oh, yeah, the lower portion. Okay. So I think what we could do here... Let's do the 2-meter section. Oh, and that goes right up to station level. Yeah, okay. And then maybe the... Do we want to do the 2-meter half? Oh, you're kidding me. Come on. That's... Yep, that is too... Alright, we'll have to think about how we want to do that exactly. Because we could do the... We could do the 1-meter block on top of that. No, we'd have to do the 1-meter half width. Oh, come on, align with station. Why? Okay. Excuse me. Now what's going on here? Why is that not wanting to connect to the station like the rest of the pieces? Yeah, no, that ain't quite right. Okay. Well, that's gonna be a bit of a challenge to figure out, so. Yeah, that score is low. I am not happy with that one bit. Turn angle snap off. For now, let's just get this open. We will have to figure out all of the building stuff at a later date. Might have boxed myself in with this one. I mean, people get in lines, so. Uh-oh. It's got to test again because of the sudden move. I mean, the prestige is good. Gotta turn that off and back on. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it's outside the building. Oh boy. Oysters Rockefeller all day. Ooh. I can see that. We've boxed ourselves in with this building, so great. I'm gonna have to plan that out a lot better. Aw, man. That sucks. Because it either interferes with that set of stairs or it interferes with the staircase. And we don't really have room to turn it over and around. Alright, you know what we could do? Switch the station back around. Problem is it shifts. So we'd have to expand the building this way, but we have more room to work with over there. Alright, entrance. Exit. Priority entrance. Yeah, because we really need to try to get this open. And that gives us a little something to work with. Now we'll go back to the queue. and it got cut off by the staircase right there. Nice. Alright, so what we do here is one at height. Okay. And now really? That still cuts off there. Alright, let's do stamps. Too steep, really? I don't like that. Whatever. It's gotta run a test again. Can't believe I spent that much time on that. That was not something I would have liked to spend that much time trying to figure out. Took way too long trying to sort that stuff out. It's kind of crazy. I mean, from there we make a wider building. You could actually expand the queue lines and stuff, because that's gonna get full way fast. But I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna keep that. We We might look at doing another ride. What that allows us to do, though, is to kind of branch out onto that. Gizmo, welcome! Oh, we can't place it until... Well, you can, but you won't know if it's a good spot or not until we let the ride finish testing. So we gotta redo that. This ride, being all the way in the back of the park, is just a walk-on. Just chilling with homies, awesome. What's the coaster that goes upside down the most in my Planet Coaster 2 theme park? That's gonna be Kraken. It's got 7. You can't even capture all of the seats on these. Yeah, the ride photos on that just don't work. 12 miles long, 600 foot drop, 90 airtime, 47 banked, 250, and guests still ride it. Yeah, we actually made that ride slightly worse. It may be time to tear that down and do something in its place, or just remove it, tie that in with the water park. Man, I'm disappointed with that. I really thought the changes I made were going to be better. That sucks. That's kind of how reprofiling the track goes sometimes. Alright, let's add the ride photo back. Do it right, maybe right after the vertical loop. What? Now that makes no sense. We may need people to ride it. No, the good news is people are coming over. Lines are going to be too short, though. The way I envisioned this, and I think we're just boxed in over here, so it's probably gonna get taken out. What is my tallest cliffhanger that's a dive coaster? It's this one here. I've shown you it before. I don't remember exactly how tall it is. I think it's like 180 something. It doesn't give the actual height at any point, but the biggest drop's 158. So. Hardly anybody on this right now. Look at the score. That's just really good, and it just doesn't get much ridership. Wonder if it's because it's too isolated. Can you show us the dive coaster POV? Not right now. I've got them on some previous streams I've done though. It really isn't all that great. I'm not happy with how it came out. Seems like the only really good coaster I've built is well, this one did pretty well in test 2. Got up like 7.5. But tell you what, let's add a ride camera on this, and I know a really good spot for it. Right after the corkscrew. I come back tomorrow, I love hanging out with you, Cookie. I appreciate it. Gizmo, have a great evening, okay? Let's add a photo kiosk. Maybe let's just try the counter. You too, have a good evening. I appreciate that, man. Take care. Alright, we've got one for this now. What can we possibly do to draw attention over to here? Maybe some stuff in between. It's a long way from over here where other attractions are, so that's probably... it being isolated likely has a lot to do with it. This is a cool plaza though, because you walk in and you got this giant sign, a very imposing coaster, and then just that peaked. Okay. I don't know what they were talking about. Oh, well, there is a crowd waiting now, because there's no ride attendant. Oh, here she's coming on her way back. I don't know, maybe we should sell some surfboards. That's a really cool view. I like that. You can just see all the twisted, jumbled up track. And the same with that here. My only complaint about the profile of the ride is just this banana roll is just very isolated in comparison to everything else. It would have been better to place that somewhere over here or something like that. This is all about turns. Banked upward, downward turns. I'd actually love to ride this in the real world. And now it's basically going to be a walk-on again. Alright, go buy some pictures. It's a loud ride, too. Ew. Yuck, look at all of that. Gross. Oh, somebody even managed to yak off the bumper cars. 1.9? Go buy some gulpy sodas. Yo! Apachapa, welcome, man. Really would be such a fun ride. I'd love to try to get more crowds over here. What I got going on tonight? Well, I retracked and actually hurt this ride. So I'm kind of mad about that. And I'm half tempted to just delete it and build an entirely new ride. But I don't think I can do that. I put a lot of love into that. Maybe I know, you know, perhaps to hold on a second. Maybe try to spice it up a little bit. I think just the layout. It's just tough to improve the layout, and I inadvertently made it worse. So, I'm a little unhappy about that. Throw down a water attraction over there. I thought about that. Even just like some sort of a pool. Like an infinity pool or something like that could be. Especially right out here. Like you can go for a swim and watch the coaster. Maybe we'll do that. Just a basic pool. Custom. Infinity Edge. And it work out, expand from one area to multiple areas. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty cool view, actually, I think. And then This might be a little tricky right now. We're gonna delete that, but we're gonna redo it. And oh, it resets it. Oh man. Well, oh, that works. And then what we can do from here is just oh really? Oh, there's a slight curve. I see it. Ow. Not a big deal. We can always stamp that if needed. That goes together seamlessly, so does this. Perfect. Oop. Yeah, that's fine there. Do kind of a curved path here. So he's still even a little isolated here. Cool extras. Clear the filter. Well, it does not reach. That does, and then we can do a small chair for the... Pool safety 98? 99? Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, okay. Tie that in there like that. Tie that in there. There's really not much over here, though. Always add some extras. Let's do teal again. Whoops. Change the seats to teal. And we could even make that like a wooden gray. And then are those the wheels? Oh yeah. Ah. That's coming up slowly. It would need a scenery bonus of some sort. But here you've got a good view of the coaster, you've got the pool, you got that beautiful landscaping in the back. What people would need over here, however, would be like a restroom changing facility. So we could do, if we go into blueprint and scenery, could do a medium-sized facility. And that's actually a little too large for right there. So... Ah. And we got the same problem right there. Curve that over on itself. And... be nice to line those up a little better. Oh, that doesn't take that hit. That really helps. Whoops. And then if we wanted to add anything... Yeah, let's just add a couple stones to kind of flesh that. A little bit of a beach lounging area. Lounging. Not a lot of people getting on the ride, but it's okay. Well, that's gone up a little. Not as good as it was. As much as I don't really want to give this up, I think it might be time to, you know, to do a new park at some point soon. So I'm not really liking how this is turning out. Put a lot of effort into that. Not a lot of people. 8 rides had few people. Not a lot of people going on the rides for whatever reason. I think it's a little isolated. Let's see if we can see what's going on. Scenery, a lot of litter, no rides that match tolerance. Let's do... Let's do a modular shop. Pool floats. Pool rings. Oh, and yeah, you could change the color of all of that, of course. Some different floats. And then we can add stuff like t-shirts and then if we wanted to do like that. And then eventually it would make sense to add some other stuff in there, but that'll get people, you know, over here to buy more pool floats and stuff like that. You could even do like a little Splash Emporium counter over here. That would probably hurt the scenery score a little. As long as you don't do more than one, the impact isn't too great. If you do like 2 counters next to each other, that can be a real so like for example, oh, that's actually not terrible. Yeah, a little bit of an impact. Yeah, we're gonna need some power supply behind here. Other thing is going to be a water filter, and that's a long way to run that. Well, now people should start kind of making their way over. Then you have the sound of the waves actually from the coaster. It's a minor impact on scenery right there. But that should draw some attention over that way. Yeah, some people are coming over to lounge. That's good. This is starting to get some attention. A little, not much, but little's a start. Park count is up, park rating is up too. Starting to get a line. This is an area that I'd like to work on. That should help. Yeah, it's going up a little bit there. A little bit of a scenery bonus. Would probably look better down by the water. So if we expanded that out a little bit, but... wonder if it would be possible to bring the water out right to the edge of the pool. So we could actually do that there. And if we do push, use selected, or sampled even would work. Since that is all. I have a feeling that would look pretty cool if we did that, if it works. No, we can bring that higher. Bring it even a little higher than that. That could look cool. Now you have like a bit of an infinity pool. But like a true infinity pool where the water is Almost. Can we bring it any higher? Be something I'm curious. Yes. Except now parts of the coaster are underwater. Yeah, we gotta leave that there, I think. Now the terrain, yeah, that didn't really actually change it. Okay. I thought maybe it would. Oh well. That was worth a shot. Now we're getting more people back here to the side of the park, which is good. That's kind of what we were wanting. Good amount of activity over here, so it looks like people are making their way back here. Finally. That could be really good for this ride. I think that back there is just a little too far away to really count for the scenery score. Might have to be within a certain distance of the pool. But, whatever. It'd be cool to bring the water out over this too, over the coaster. Kind of close off that main island area. Or central area, turn it into an island for like all the water rides and everything like that. I'm not super happy with how this came out. I'm bummed out a little bit about that. It's just not really. I mean, I had something good and I kind of messed it up. But I think we could make that better. We could rebuild this ride or just something entirely new in its place if we wanted to. Central Island is a good idea, yeah. Yeah, because that would actually impact the scenery ranking on that coaster. Alright, so there's a reference for the water. Right there at that base. So we can clear that out. And then we have all of this land on this side to continue working with. Water's right back to where it was, and yeah, that actually looks okay. I think I'd clean this up a little bit here. Yeah, maybe even smooth out a couple of these edges around here. Tie everything together around this way. I still would like to reorient the station for Mako, but that's not a good idea right now. It's not really getting a lot of attention. Guest count is going up, which is good. Oh, it's just a bit of thunder I heard. Wow, okay. So I would tell you my idea for this. And I wanted to do a few different zones, and there is a good chance that I will rebuild this park from scratch, but in a very similar fashion to what I've done so far. You'd have the entrance plaza, kind of like a main street sort of area. The water park in the center. A couple coasters off to the sides. In the back, I'd love to do almost like a Polynesian resort sort of theme. Over here, maybe like a pirate area. I'd still like to try out the aquatic theme sometime in some place. You could even, if we're going off of something water themed, we could even do like a Greek mythology around Poseidon, something like that. This isn't a particularly coaster-heavy park, and there's very few flat rides. But I had a cool idea for a pirate-themed Gerstlauer. And you know what? I want to try something. I've not tried this type of coaster before. Oh, dual direction. Oh, that's cool. So, a vertical tower that twists trains. Whoa! This does allow inversions. That's cool. This would almost end up being kind of like a launched, like in Vertigo with the Vekoma model, except this is Intamin. What about... Yeah, these have inlines. dual direction. Hold on. I'm curious how this would work. Oh, okay. Not a very intense ride. Now, do we have to do... I wonder if we need to put the dual... Oh, so the station stays there. I've never built these before, so bear with me. That's a little better, but not much. I wonder if you can make this... I think you can. You probably can make it a fall circuit. Rather than a spike, because that's going to have terrible ride throughput. So... Oh, it launched it straight through the station. Oh, man. Cannot place here? Really? Oh, now it lets you. So what if we launch into... I'm just curious what happens if we do a... something like a cobra roll. Autocomplete not available for the ride. Really? So maybe it is only single direction. And maybe you have to go. Can't do that. might have to have that spike. It ain't even gonna make it up the Cobra roll. Probably gonna make it go. Let's go full out. I'm just curious how this works, because this could be like an easy... Oh man, this is going to be a bit too intense, I think. Oh no! Then it launches backwards. And we're gonna lose. Yep. So this basically becomes like a launched inverted boomerang. It slows you down going through the second pass. So you get 2 passes through the ride at least. Maybe we do it a little slower. Which, that's still a pretty punchy launch. That is still whippy through the Cobra roll. Maybe we just stick with a regular vertical loop or something. Yeah. Is it gonna? Oh, it should make it through the Cobra roll, okay. I wish you could do a full circuit with this, like the Volcano Blast Coaster. Would actually be pretty cool. And it sends you through this twice. Seems like you need another launch platform. So it doesn't lose too much momentum. Maybe too intense. No, actually that's not terrible. I'm not sure it has a place here. That's the thing, and it probably would look better if we did a repeat spike at the other end. Probably would require a second. Yeah, let's do this. Oh, do we want to do an incline loop? No, those look bad. Pretzel loop, that would hurt. Those are wild. And you don't really want to do an inline twist at that speed. That would be a little too uncomfortable, I think, for... Why not try that? Let's get on the ride. Bit of hang time on that loop. Yeah. Oh, and then it slows you down. Uh-oh. Oh, man. That's not good, because now the train is stuck. Yeah, I'll have to experiment with that. Well, park rating's coming up. We're getting a few people over here, that's good. Still really not many people kind of going on that, but they're coming over this way. Hardly a line for that. A little bit of a line here, but not much. Almost thinking a cool B&M invert. I had thought about doing an inverted coaster through this instead of the dive. So that's maybe something we change in the future. And then what other options we have? Well, Vekoma SLC. Maybe we should make a really bad one called T3. Oh! I always think to that that video that I've seen a couple times. It's a short guy on T3. He's mad. So this guy's just filming the ride and happens to catch somebody shouting, "T3 sucks!" That had the reputation along with Kong for being. A lot of Vekoma SLCs are not very good, but that one in particular was pretty notorious for being extremely rough and unpleasant. And it got torn down, I believe, last year. B&M looper, twister, like Kumba, the Hulk. That could be fun. Mock rides launch. This park needs... I mean, we have the surf coaster, so there's that. But I thought about something like a launched Gerstlauer inversion oriented. I'm not totally happy with how this came out. Really not. So... yeah, it's starting to get late. I've got to work tomorrow. And we're starting to get a bit of thunderstorms, so... I think what I might do is... End the stream, shut the computer down, kind of think about what I want to do. Might go for a long stream tomorrow, maybe not. I mean, there's Friday all day, so. But I want to do a little thinking of what I want to do next. Do I want to continue this park? Do I want to start with just a new... excuse me. Let's start with a new park and kind of build, you know, more ideally based on what I've learned and kind of encountered with this one. Or maybe we just do something completely different. Maybe a whole pirate-themed park on one of the, You know what? Let's go in and take a look at that before I jump off. I'm actually going to save this as Splash Harbor 2 in case I want to revert what I did with this earlier and all of that stuff. So, main menu. And this is really cool. I'm glad that Frontier gave us this ability. Apparently it was heavily requested. And over a few different updates, they included more and more. So if we go to Sandbox and choose a new park, you have the ability to do these career templates. And in Update 5, they had all of the ones from, I think, like phases 1 through 3, and then they added the 4th ones. So there's that. I kind of want to check that out. This one looks cool. It's a tropical theme. More buses. We can always redo the park entrance. The thing about these, like career maps is they don't give you a lot of room to build. So you're pretty limited on what you can do based on size. So it becomes tough to build big B&M hypers, which you can do along the back. Unless there's a way to buy land, which I don't think there is. So you really have to maximize your space. You make a compact, kind of crammed in a way. Whoa! That looks really great. I like ones that just go right up to basically the ocean. Check these out. I forgot to cover these. That's cool, because now you have, like, the actual ferry. That's also just not a lot of land to work with. You might have a little more on this map, but not much. But I love the backdrop. That is beautiful. Coaster Chasm. Oh, yeah, I see it because there's a giant kind of canyon in the river. Labyrinth. That's a Mediterranean. The other ones that we have... Oh, that's cool. That'd be a good Viking theme. Not that. Oh, yeah, this is the other one I looked at, but you're so limited on space. So I'd have to see if there's a way to expand the amount of land. And I don't think there is, unfortunately. But, just talk about how cool that is. Get the giant skull. This is perfect for a pirate map. Question is, where's your park boundary? Can't even find it. Oh, here it is. So it runs along the back here. So that's actually a lot of... That's a lot of space to work with. A lot of it's water, but you can clear out some of it and, you know, sculpt the land up if you needed to. Probably end up doing a lot of rides just out over the water, like a boardwalk sort of thing. So that could actually be a really fun map. That, I think, was added last update. Reminds me of the final mission in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. And the other one is the shore. That's kind of what you set out to do your boardwalk, but that's a very early. So, we'll look and see. What I even could do is just save... I could delete all of the rides and paths, sculpt the terrain exactly how I want it, rebuild everything from there. So that's a possibility, but I'm going to do a little thinking about it, and whenever we get back on, we'll kind of go from there. So I'm going to end it here, folks. Thanks so much for joining me. Appreciate you all, and as always, until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you.